Inalberato.
Here.
Mr. Nero is not present. Mr. Vanda.
Here.
Mr. Giordano.
Here.
Mr. Graziano is not present. Ms. Norman. Mr. Guyan.
Here.
Mr. Pizzi.
Here.
Mr. Zangari.
Here.
Mr. Jimenez.
Here.
Mr. Leone is not present. Mr. Hurd is not present. Mr. Marinello.
And present. We have how many board members here with us? Okay, so, Mr. Jimenez, you're a voting member tonight. Thanks for being here.
All right, if everyone would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sunshine notice?
The meeting has been advertised according to the Sunshine Law.
Okay. We have communications. Mr. Milano, the chairman of the zoning board, has proposed all board members from both planning and zoning participate in a training to go over policy and procedure. I, for one, feel that our training from the Planning Association in New Jersey is sufficient. And I think we're all certified, am I correct? Correct. We are, okay. I am presuming he wants additional training. Being 30-plus years on it, I would not be attending. However, anyone else?
No, I'm 25 years, I'm good to go.
Okay.
I would go. Where is this?
You go? Oh, well, we don't know that.
We haven't taken it.
Got one.
I could let everyone know if when Bill is holding it and whoever else wants to attend.
Or see who wants to attend.
Okay.
All right, one maybe and one yes. Larry,
Yes.
would you want to go for additional training?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
fine.
right, so you have two, great.
Okay, so a few members, I'll just let them know.
Yeah, tell them it's 2 or 3 members.
Okay.
All right. Approval of minutes for February 17, 2026. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, the bill list is next for March 12, 2026. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Resolutions to be memorialized. PB 2307, which is 81 Stevens Street. Do I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Chairwoman Inalberato.
What is yes or, what is yes,
Yeah, that's what I'm,
What was the question?
what does yes or no mean?
right.
So yes would just be, it was denied. So yes would just mean you're
Agree
in
with
favor
the
of the resolution of denial.
Okay. And yes.
Okay. Mr. Vanda.
Away from me.
I know.
Mr. Vanda. Mr. Vanda.
Yes.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mr. Guyan.
Yes.
Mr. Pizzi.
Yes.
Mr. Zangari.
Yes.
And Mr. Jimenez.
Yes.
Okay, approved.
All right, thank you. PB 2514, which is the DJF Childcare LLC.
Just as a reminder, this was also a denial by the board.
Is this a Leary Center?
Yes.
Motion.
Second, do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Chairwoman Inalberato.
Yes.
Mr. Vanda.
Yes.
Mr. Giordano.
Take no part.
Mr. Guyan.
Yes.
Mr. Pizzi.
Yes.
Mr. Zangari.
Yes.
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 And Mr. Jimenez.
Yes.
Okay, then that brings us to PB 2519, Pedro and Marcella Berzuda. If I'm saying that correct. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Chairwoman Inalberato.
Yes.
Mr. Vanda.
Yes.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mr. Gagne.
Yes.
Mr. Pizzi.
Yes.
Mr. Zandari.
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, PB 2520, which is Rose Belleville Limited Partnership. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
A second? Can I get
Second.
roll call?
Chairwoman Alvarado.
Yes.
Mr. Vanda.
Yes.
Mr. Giordano.
Take no part.
Mr. Gagne.
Yes.
Mr. Pizzi.
Yes.
Mr. Zangari.
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez.
Yes.
All right, new business, we have an amendment to housing plan element and fair share plan, fourth round. Mr. Donatello, are you ready?
I am.
Can I just ask one question before you get into new business tonight? I just want to know, is Mr. Leon still a member of this board? From my records, he hasn't been into a meeting.
If you would hold that.
Well, when to when? Because we never have a chance to ask
You
anything.
have a chance
You'll
at
have
the end
a
of the
chance,
meeting.
yeah.
If you wish to, I'm happy to address it.
All right, at the end of the meeting then, all right? Let me give the opportunity. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, dude.
Okay, so
You need a microphone?
It's
Oh, it doesn't work.
so I'm going to be brief
Loud, right?
and loud. I'll try to do that. Tell me if you guys can't hear, okay? Because I tend to mumble sometimes. So my name is Dean Donatelli, for the record. I'm the town's redevelopment attorney. I also assist with affordable housing. Mika Abdi is here with me. She is the town's planner. She's going to be doing the bulk of the presentation, but just as a refresher, what you're considering tonight is an amendment to your fourth round housing element fair share plan. The legislature amended the Fair Housing Act in 2024. It's called the fourth round now. We're in the fourth round. All towns are required to do it. The fourth round goes from 2025 to 2035, so everything we're talking about tonight relates to the future 10 years. I won't go into any detail what I've already talked about. We did a consistency review, meeting this board. It related to development fees, the municipal housing liaison, the administrative agent of the town, rehabilitation plan. Mika is going to touch on some of these topics in more detail. The affordable housing ordinance, which covers things like affordability controls and affordability income qualifications. So that's the purpose. Everything to do by the end of the week. We're in really good shape. I mean, and I thank this board for its prior for its help tonight and its prior help in the last review. And so I'll introduce Mika. I don't know if you want to.
Quickly, just before you do that, I just want to tell the board that in your packets, there's a resolution, which if we see fit tonight, we would need to vote on that resolution. Mr. Donatelli prepared it for us, so we'd be ready to go because of the quick timing that they need to turn around. Normally, I would do the resolution for the next meeting, but he's already prepared it for us. So it's in your packet, and we'll have their presentation, and at the end of that, we'll ask for somebody to make a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
I'm going to. You swear the testimony you shall give on this application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you. Give us your name and your company address.
Sure. Malvika Apte, 236 Broad Street, Red Bank, New Jersey. Higher Brewers. So, good evening, Chairwoman, good evening, members of the board and public. I'll just try to be loud so you guys can hear me. So, as Mr. Donatelli said, in March of 2024, the amended Fair Housing Act was adopted by the state. That basically required all municipalities throughout the state of New Jersey to comply with the amended Fair Housing Act, which is to provide low and moderate income housing within their municipality. That Fair Housing Act gave a very strict timetable for every municipality to meet. They gave them the obligation numbers, they gave them a timeline by when they had to declare their number and then prepare a housing element fair share plan. Township of Belleville followed each of that milestone requirements. I was, as some of you may recall, I was before this board last year in May of 2025, where we adopted our fourth round housing element and fair share plan to meet the obligation and to get this compliance with the courts. As part of the procedure, Fair Housing Act also kind of instilled the timetables for any challenges that somebody might want to intervene, claiming townships are not meeting their affordable housing requirement. Now, Township of Belleville, I would say in air quotes, got challenged by Fair Share Housing Center. The reason I use air quotes because they themselves in their challenge said, because there is no other word, we are calling it a challenge, but all we want Belleville is to provide some additional information on the credits they are claiming. So they filed that before the end of August. Then we've been in discussion with the Affordable Housing Program, the judge, as well as Fair Share Housing Center into what Township of Belleville needs to provide. So that's basically in a nutshell. As part of that is what we have to do this, what Mr. Donatelli said, we have to adopt certain ordinances by the end of March 15th. We have to amend our housing element fair share plan, which is what we are doing today, and submit all that to the program by March 15th so that we can be in compliance and get our compliance certification. In a nutshell, not major drastic changes. Like I said, Township of Belleville was in good standing and we really didn't get challenged. Our number was 324, which is only a rehabilitation number. Township of Belleville does not have any new construction obligation. That 324 number, Township of Belleville meets through various different programs. 160 of those credits, Township of Belleville will meet with already existing group homes, rooming houses, as well as one domestic violence shelter that exists within the township as of today. Part of this discussion with the program was Township of Belleville had to provide proofs, that is some surveys, that these group homes actually do exist. That is what we are doing through this exercise. So in the amendment, your table just got amended by exact number of credits because we get per bedroom credit for group homes. So we do that. We also provide information on those Class A rooming houses that exist in the township. We also provide the information on domestic violence center that exists in the township. In addition, as you all are aware, Belleville Township has its own home improvement program that we run through our Affordable Housing Trust Fund. We get 16 credits from that because that's what we've done up to now. So that's your 160 credits. The leftover, about 20 of them we anticipate, we also participate in county rehab program, so we anticipate 20 of those credits will come through that. And the additional leftover, we have Affordable Housing Trust Fund monies. Township of Belleville intends to continue their home improvement program and meet about 180 credits through that. So in a nutshell, the amendment is just clarifying some of the typos, some of the credits, and providing that in the amendment. So it's a small amendment, but I kind of needed to give you a whole background as to why I'm ruining your night by not talking. So that's what that amendment is. As Mr. Donatelli said, as part of the amendment, there are appendices which were already before the board for consistency review. You have your affordable housing ordinance, you have your amendment to development fee, you also have spending plan. What is spending plan? How Township of Belleville intends to spend its affordable housing trust fund money. We basically have to show that we have money to do this rehab program. And we do, because Affordable Housing Trust Fund monies has been collected over, I believe, since 2016. So we have about 4 million in our trust fund, and we intend to provide that and spend that through rehab program. It will only get spent on this rehab program and cannot be spent on any other municipal program. Part of it would also be affordability assistance program, which is, starting programs such as down payment assistance for low and moderate income individuals of Belleville, and so on and so forth. So the spending plan provides all that. I believe the governing body has already passed resolution adopting that spending plan. Another appendices is the affirmative marketing plan that should a low and moderate income unit get built in the township, how would it be marketed? The Uniform Housing Affordability Controls lays out a very definite criteria as to how it has to be advertised, how applicants are to be determined income eligible. So that's what your affirmative marketing plan does. You also have a rehab program manual, which is what your administrative agent uses as a guidebook to run the rehab program. So all that document is before you to ponder and hopefully adopt it tonight. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. Has everybody reviewed the resolution? Does anyone have questions? No. Anybody from the public? Mr. Sheldon?
Good evening, everyone. Michael Sheldon, 47 Floyd Street. A moment ago, Ms. Apte said that the trust fund for the home rehabilitation program has about $4 million. But very recently, this came up before a council meeting. Mr. Banda, who probably can cite down to the penny, he indicated that it has more than $5 million. So I'd like to know, is it $4 million or $5 million, or is it in the last month has $1 million of it now been spent? Can someone please? Yeah, you did indicate.
Yeah, I don't know the exact number. I think, Dean, you know how many jobs we actually, how many projects we actually did.
I'll confidently say it is not, yeah, sorry.
Okay, no, you're good.
It had not changed, it's about $5 million.
That's what's in there right now. We spent some of it, but it's been a hard path to do so because of the strict requirements of the program. If you own your house free and clear, you can't get it. Doesn't matter if you're poor. Because you own your house, whether it's passed down through family, whatever it is, you can't get it. Which is really the asset requirements need to be changed. That's not through us, right?
No, that's a state.
So it makes it very hard for
Please
people
let
to
me
apply
say,
for
that
it.
was going to be my next question, because you indicated that the rules are basically so draconian that very few, if anyone, in Belleville qualifies for it. So you got this, what amounts to a huge trust fund, but what good is it doing any of the homeowners in Belleville? You guys,
Through the chair, I just want to respond to that. I'm sorry that Ray Venero isn't here, but, because this is, I think, where it gets a little bit exciting. I mean, it's hard to do. In the litigation that Mika described to you, I appeared before Judge Russo, and we've been having discussions. Brian's been involved as part of the redevelopment context. We all have a soft spot in our heart for some type of, either veterans or disabled or group homes or have you. As seniors is one of them. I know Ray, Mr. Venero is always talking about. The issue is we have $5 million in there. Don't quote me on that number, but it's about that. It's a lot of money to me, so it's close to that amount. The issue is if you were to do a all-affordable senior project, we'd love to do that. The general consensus that I get from board members like you and the council members is we'd like to make them available to Belleville residents. We don't want to make it available to, the 4 counties which we would be generally be obligated to, which is Warren, Union, Morris, and Essex, right? So those 4 counties, if we were to take our $5 million and build an all-affordable senior project, we would have to go out and say, does anyone in those 4 counties, we have to do a lottery for it. That's our administrative agent, we have to do that. Because you don't have a new construction obligation, the judge said to us, come back after you adopt this plan, which is only a rehab plan, meaning only rehab, just use the money to rehab units in your town. And make a motion to see, because you don't have any new obligation, if you're willing to voluntarily take the $2 million or $3 million or $5 million of your $5 million and work with like Habitat for Humanity or some veterans group or senior group, we'll see if you can make that available all senior, all Belleville residents, which is what we're going to try to do at your direction and the council's direction, to see if we can. But right now we're doing what as Mr. Banda explained. There's income eligibility requirements, there's asset limitations, which are just part of the law. Thank you.
Thank you.
The program really doesn't seem to really have been fully thought out, and how it actually could benefit the most vulnerable amongst us. So I'm glad that something is going on behind the scenes to try to resolve
Well,
it.
it's well thought out. It's just not easy to get done
From state officials.
The other question I had, two questions. This is an amendment, as if the title indicates.
It's state officials, right? People who are making decisions on things they know nothing about.
Exactly.
That's what basically happens.
That's why it's important to vote.
The other question I had, the title of this amendment is Amendment to the Housing Plan Element, Fair Share Plan, fourth round. Mr. Donatelli, over the last month or two, has made multiple appearances before the planning board council. At the last council meeting, they adopted 2 or 3 ordinances dealing with this matter. So I want to know, is this amending all the previous amendments, or is this another necessary step in getting to wherever we need to be on March 15th? I just want to know, is this amending any part of what the council just approved at their last meeting?
No.
So this is a layering on top of it?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
This is only amending the housing element fair share plan. I described the other ordinances because they are part of the appendices. They don't get changed what the governing body has adopted already. It was already before the board for consistency. We are only amending the housing element fair share plan, which is a planning board document, so that's the only portion we are adopting.
I guess I will, since this probably won't get posted to the township website, I guess I'll have to file an open request just so I have a copy of this for my own use. And then I'll share it with the rest of the community. Mr. Banda, is there any effort made to publicize this on the township website?
Not yet. We did want to actually kind of look at making these meetings as well, you know, recorded and streamed on there. So hopefully we can do that. We can get our resolutions. Did Jackie contact you about putting resolutions and stuff up on the website?
She told me she was looking to get that
Added?
added to the website.
Okay, so it sounds like they're working on it.
This amendment, if it's approved by the planning board tonight, then goes to the council for their consideration.
Yes, right, that's how this.
No,
No, it's not.
it's just a housing element fair share plan. It's
Part
like
of
the
your
Oh, this is
land
the,
use element.
yes,
It's the
this
plan portion is only adopted by the planning board.
Planning board, okay, all right.
is the master plan up there, right? Yes.
The reason I asked that, it would have to go before the council, then it would be part of the next agenda packet, would be published accordingly.
No, this
That's
is it.
it.
Only this board votes on the master
All
plan.
right, all right. Well, if anybody has extra copies before you throw yours in the trash can
You
tonight,
can have it.
if you want, send it my way. Thank
You
you.
can have it, yeah.
Save me the trouble of having to do an open
Yes.
request. Thank you, thank you.
So I just wanted to say so the board is aware of this and the other members of the public are here. I wanted to compliment Dean and Nika for what they're doing on this because this area is an area that just makes your head hurt. I've lived in this area in a couple of the communities where I have been borough attorney, and when we finished this process is the first moment where I realized how much stress the process had caused me. It's not easy. You have to deal with a lot of competing interests, and timing of things is not easy to do. And I think in part that's why Dean was here last month, was to sort of, not just to get those ordinances reviewed, but also to sort of let us know what was coming down the pipe this month. And so I personally appreciate that because this is very hard. We don't, as regular members of town, and even in the planning board, we don't deal with these types of issues all that often. You want a front yard variance, we're ready for you. But we're not necessarily equipped on the monthly to handle issues of affordable housing, and when you live within that world, there's a lot happening and a lot of requirements, and it's always changing, especially since the courts got involved back in 2015. So I just want to say thank you for your presentations. It's always educational for us here to know what we're doing and what we're voting on before we do it. I'm not a Belleville resident, but I can tell that the affordable housing issues in Belleville are in good hands with the people that you guys have running it, at least in terms of being able to let us know what's going on and making sure we're prepared when the time comes so that we don't end up in a lawsuit of any kind where we can't defend ourselves. So I just want to at least let you all know sort of where I come from on my past experiences with this, and I thank you guys for doing such a good job.
Are there any other members of the public that want to?
Nobody else wants to talk about
Okay.
this? You don't want your head to hurt too?
So then I'm going to conclude the public portion and also thank you, we know we have the best in Belleville, so.
And also, you should thank Corinne and Jackie and the whole
Yeah.
town hall, been great, the CFO.
I was a little worried they would stop picking up my phone, but they still.
I try not to shower Corinne with too much praise at these meetings because I gotta live with it for the next month. Anyway,
So,
I would just answer her.
all right, so everyone has reviewed and read the resolution? Everyone said yes before, so can I get a motion and a second?
Make a motion.
Second,
Chairwoman Novarato,
Yes.
Mr. Vanda,
yes.
Mr. Giordano,
Yes.
Mr. Guyan,
Yes.
Mr. Pizzi,
Yes.
Mr. Zangari,
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez.
Yes.
Okay, approved.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much, thank you.
All right, we'll go on for the applications before the board, which is PV 2601, 525 Main Street. Are you ready to proceed?
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Yes, we are.
Phil, if you
Yep, you
want to be comfortable there, you're
I
welcome to
appreciate
sit
it.
down.
This is not a weapon, and it's not a plea for sympathy. Just a condition I have to deal with, so thank you for your service.
Just if you would speak loud enough so our recording secretary is able to hear you.
I will do my level best. Good evening. My name is Phil Neuer, spelled N-E-U-E-R, pronounced Neuer as in Neuer the lawyer. I represent 525 Main Street LLC, the owner of property at 525 Main Street. To let you focus more on it, that is where the post office lives and has lived for the past 40 plus years. My client acquired its interest in the property over 25 years ago. We're not newcomers, we're not here to get an approval and leave. We're in it for the long haul, we love being in Belleville. And my two witnesses tonight, we will have Mr. Monty Radfar, R-A-D-F-A-R. He is our property manager and deals with tenants and marketing. And then my licensed professional engineer, Gerald Donnelly, who will go through the specifics. It's really a very simple application. There are two large units presently in the building. We're not adding any square footage, we're not adding any volume. We're simply taking the two large units and dividing them into 4 units. It's a partitioning of those two existing units. Mr. Banda has been extremely cooperative and helpful to us in this process. And so let me just give you some background, and then we'll go to the real people, my witnesses. The application seeks a preliminary and final site plan approval. There are no variances. We don't seek to develop outside of the building. The building will remain the outside exactly as you see it today. It's currently divided into 5 tenant spaces. We're going to divide 2 of those into 4, so that there'll be a total of 7 tenant spaces, but no additional room for people to occupy. The application meets the ordinance requirement for loading and parking. As a matter of fact, the required parking is 90 spaces. We have 324. I think we're very happy with that. All tenant uses will be permitted under the ordinance. We only have 1 new tenant who's been identified so far, so I can't tell you about the other 3 tenants we hope to get. But the 1 tenant is in the book warehousing business, and it's a benign type of use, no environmental issues. The object of site plan review is to assure that the site will be used in accordance with the regulations. This is a site plan application for a permitted use. In most cases, the board must grant the site plan approval, and where appropriate waivers or exceptions from the ordinance provisions, the and that is as cited in the case of Gizmo Martin Group versus Township of Randolph, 137 New Jersey 216. Accordingly, the applicant is going to respectfully request that this application be granted. Mr. Mello, do you want to swear both witnesses at the same time?
Sure, we can do both. Stand up, please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you shall give on this application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, who are we gonna start with?
Mr. Radfar.
Okay, come on up and give us your name and business address for the record.
Good evening, Monty Radford, R-A-D-F-A-R, 1825 McCarter Highway, Newark, New Jersey.
And you are connected with the applicant, how so?
I work for the parent company.
Okay. So you're testifying as a fact witness, as opposed to...
He does have an expertise in the market for this type of property, and I would ask to have him follow. Tell us, how long have you been working with the property?
I've been with the property for 26 years, since 2000.
And what are your day-to-day activities?
I'm marketing the properties, meeting with brokers, market analysis, tenant relationship, writing releases.
Sounds wonderful.
Yes.
Well, you clearly have a long history with this property, and I think the board can take into account his long history of marketing the property and similar properties during the course of his testimony. I don't know that we need to, do you have any state-issued licenses? I mean, I think there would be
No
for that.
licenses,
So we'll take all of that background into consideration, and your long history certainly with this property is very helpful. So why don't you follow the lawyer's advice here and follow along. We'll give your testimony its due weight, I'm sure.
Okay. What's the, do you know when the property was acquired by 25 Main Street LLC?
Yes, we first leased the property in May of 1998 with an option to purchase the building, and we purchased it in 2001. In July of 2001, and then we took over the operation of the building.
And since July of 2001, how has the building been operated?
As a multi-tenant facility.
What are the reasons you're seeking this approval?
We've had difficulty renting this vacant unit. It's been on the market for about 18 months now. And it's, the property has some stigma. There's issues with low ceiling, issues with flooding. Everybody knows the property is flooded several times, and the parking lot floods routinely when there's storms. So I've had difficulty leasing a 45,000 square foot unit. And we decided that we want to partition the unit into two smaller units. And we did so, and in fact I've identified a tenant for the property, for this smaller portion of the two units.
Who is that tenant?
ZBK International, it's a company that deals with warehousing and distribution of books.
And is it your intention to seek tenants for the rest of the property that are permitted uses within the zoning ordinance?
Absolutely.
I have no further questions of the witness at this time.
Does anyone from the board have any questions? No.
Yeah, thank you.
Before you sit, does the public have any questions for this gentleman?
Thank you.
Basically, just on what his testimony is.
Yes. Good evening again, everyone. Michael Sheldon, 47 Floyd Street. I understand that this building is currently constituted as 5 units, and the plan is to increase it to 7 by subdividing 2 of the larger units. That testimony is already been given. So right now there are 3 units in use. I just wanted to know for the record, who's using the 3 other units? Obviously the post office is there, are they using all three of the other units or just one of the?
We have 3 different tenants.
Could you, just for the record, tell who the tenants are? I'm just curious who's else is using.
Yeah, we have a warehouse and distribution of appliances, that's one tenant, and we have USPS as another tenant. I think we have 4 tenants that are utilizing the space. And then we have a company that distributes newspaper magazines and the general warehouse distribution, general merchandise.
All right, thank you, thank you. There was, Mr. Radford.
Yes.
Indicated that, as we all know, the property is subject to flooding. I don't, maybe later tonight, maybe there'll be some discussion about possibly using this moment in time to try to do some mitigation of the flooding problem there. So I've been in the parking lot a couple times where I've had to pick up things from the post office, and the parking lot is in terrible shape. So I don't know if there are any plans, maybe they'll be given later tonight, if there are any plans to repair the parking lot as part of your overall approval of this application.
They're gonna be sealing it, and I believe they're gonna be sealing and restriping it, not
All right.
not digging up anything.
All right, well, just fixing the craters, like, would be a big help, because that is an amusement park, right, when you go into that parking lot.
Our engineer requested
There's
that, so,
there's a report from Mr. Herritz
yes.
in which he asked to have the parking lot seal coated. Mr. Donnelly will testify as to that, and we can go through Mr. Herritz's letter, and to save the surprise, we're going to comply with everything that the town engineer has requested.
Thank you. I jumped the gun a little bit, but I'm glad that'll be
Okay.
addressed. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next witness.
Let's give us a minute to
Yeah.
his easel and his artwork.
Would be a good place to set up.
Yeah. Before you begin, I know you've already been sworn in, but can you just give us your name and business address for the record?
Yes, it's Gerald Donnelly, and my business address is 1825 McCarter Highway, Newark, New Jersey.
And you are a licensed engineer?
Licensed professional engineer in the state of New Jersey.
You don't mind if I step on your toes a little bit?
No, not at all.
I don't think you've been before this board recently, at least.
No, I haven't.
Okay, could you give the board just a little bit of your background and qualifications?
I graduated from New Jersey Institute of Technology in 1996. In 2001, I gained my professional engineering license, and I've been employed by Safer Development and Management since that time.
That's the management arm that the client utilizes for this property.
So I've been managing the 525 since we've owned it, and very familiar with the property.
All right, we'll accept.
I do not.
You're in Jersey.
Yeah, it's included.
Now, the plans you have on the easel, were they the same plans that were submitted as part of the application?
So this first plan is sheet S1, which is you received, and turning over sheet number 2, S2 is the second sheet that you will receive, which is certified list of property owners within 24 radius of the
Right.
property.
What's the revision date on both of those?
This date on S2 is March 5th, 2026. Sheet S1, the date is February 11th, 2026.
And those were both already previously submitted? so
These
I
have
don't
been
need to mark
previously
them.
submitted, yes.
Okay, thank you.
I also have sheet A1, which is basically shows the interior space of the 2 units that we're going to partition off to create the 4 units.
Okay.
Shows existing office spaces, shows the new walls that we're going to be installing. We're going to need 2 new egress doors, so we provided stairs for egress in the back of the building in 2 of the units. And
I'm really just trying to, I want you to
Oh,
go through
I'm-
all that because I think that's important, but
Yes.
I just want to see whether or not I need to mark any of that, or
Right,
it's all
so-
previously been.
It's marked A1,
But okay, that was not,
correct.
so let's mark it, I'm glad you marked it A1 because that was the number I was going to give it anyway.
Yes.
So, okay, all right, so we can go through that. What would you call that page? Is that just
This is a floor plan.
floor plan?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, all right, so you can go ahead. I didn't mean to jumpstart you there.
Oh, no, anytime you want. Mr.
Habits die
Chairman.
hard, Phil.
Please explain the existing conditions and then the changes that are proposed.
Okay, so existing, this is unit 1, which is the large unit here, which we propose to divide into unit 1A and 1B. And this is the existing unit 2, which we're going to divide into unit 2A into 2B. I believe, as Monty said, unit 2B is where we've already identified a tenant.
Loading?
Each of the units has sufficient loading based on the code. Unit 2B is a 18,000 square foot unit. It would require 1 loading door for every 10,000 feet. It has 2 loading doors existing. Unit 2A is 27,000 square feet approximately. That would require 3 loading doors that has 2 tailboard and a drive-in. Unit 1B is 32,000 square foot, and that has a tailboard door and a separate tailboard door in the front, and it has an interior loading dock with 2 tailboards as well. And there's access to a driving door on the left side where we propose to keep the door open between the 2 in case they ever need to drive any large equipment inside that they can't get through the tailboard. And unit 1A is 18,000 square foot unit. That has 2 interior tailboard docks. It has the driving door, which I already mentioned, also has a separate driving door at the far corner of the property. So it has 4 in essence.
And I believe you told us that we have sufficient emergency exits in each of the units?
Yes, by adding the 2 additional egress doors with stairs, every unit has 2 means of egress when the building is size that complies with the code.
Are there restrooms or?
Yeah, there are existing restrooms in all of the units. This was, one time it was a single tenant, I think in the 40s, they built parachutes there. So there was a number of existing restrooms. There's, in fact, a large restroom in the back of the building, which is going to serve unit 2B. Offices that were constructed about 15 years ago have 3 restrooms. That will be for unit 2A. Unit 1B has 2 restrooms, and unit 1A has 2 large bathrooms, actually much more than we need. There's 5 toilets for the men and 3 toilets for the women.
Looks like you're describing 4 units.
Correct.
You're asking for more.
No, these are the 4 that were, this is the proposed condition.
I thought you were increasing to 7.
They are. These are the 2 units that exist that are each being turned into 2 units. So there'll be 4 units where there's currently 2.
Let me explain it better. So this portion of the building right here, this is the dividing line. These are the 2 units. There's unit 3, unit 4A, 4B, with no changes in those units. So there, with these 2 existing and these 3, that's 5. And then these 2 will be divided into 4, so we'll have 7 at the end.
So then the emergency exit, I'm sorry, because
No, that's okay.
I'm not getting where those additional units would have an egress.
So, I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
Those 2 new units,
Yes.
do they have 2 entrances for emergencies?
They do have the required means of egress now. And
Now,
as part of our proposed subdivision, we would add additional means of egress.
That would be per construction code.
Exactly, what,
Correct.
yes.
Another question, just a question. Unit 4B, was that the old Star Ledger?
Yes, it was, and that's now, I think, PCF is the name of that town.
I was there a lot.
Are there any other questions from the board?
Are there any variances required with respect to this application?
There's no variances required.
And parking is in compliance with the code?
Yes.
The problem our engineers,
That's what I was just getting to. Somebody hands you the March 2, 2026 letter from Mr. Harris. Have you had a chance to review it?
I think we do have it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
oh.
all.
I just want the witness to go through. The conditions that were listed under site considerations on page 2, how is the applicant prepared to address those?
Mr. Hertz's requirement was that there are 4 new users all confirm that each will have sufficient loading docks and has a dedicated entrance. There's an existing door on the north side of the building, which would be the new entrance for Unit 1A, and the Unit 1B would utilize the existing entrance that's currently in Unit 1. Unit 2 currently has an entrance which would be utilized by Unit 2A, and there was an existing entrance near the loading doors which would be utilized for Unit 2B.
We've responded to Mr. Harris by our letter of March 9th to provide that the permitted use, the proposed use is warehouse and distribution of books and accessory offices. The hours of operation will be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and the tenant informs us that there are going to be 17 employees at this facility. You described the loading docks, you described the dedicated entrance. Now paragraphs 2 and 3, Mr. Harris asks for having the existing pavement dealt with. How are we going to resolve that?
So in fact, we'd already done a portion of it last year. This year, we're going to crack fill the entire parking lot, seal coat it, and then restripe it.
And when is it that you anticipate being able to do that work? We're in the middle of winter now.
It's best to do it and when it's warmer, so late spring, early summer would be the best time to do it.
We will accept that as a condition with the understanding that the work will be done late spring, early summer of 2026. Are there any pre-existing conditions that constitute variances?
There's I believe it's the rear yard setback. There's 3 small shed roofs, and one is 0.96 feet from the property line, and that is closer than the code allows. However, it's a pre-existing condition, and we're not increasing that.
We're not exacerbating the existing condition in any shape. I have nothing further to witness at this time.
all right, anyone have any questions? I'll close this portion and open up to the public. Mr. Sheldon?
Question, again, Michael Sheldon, 47 Floyd Street. Question I have, which I tried to introduce a few minutes ago. Does this property have any stormwater management system in place?
Yes, we do. And in fact, we've worked with Mr. Harris. Recently, they've installed a series of check valves on the main drain. Our main drain goes out to Main Street, and then from there, it goes to the river. They've recently installed some check valves on the pipes that lead to the river. We've installed a check valve on our, and it really is taking care of most of the nuisance floods that we get from high tides and king tides and severe storms.
Do you have any type of detention or detention basins on the site?
There is none.
There is none. It would probably be helpful to everybody, including your own business interest, if you had some sort of detention or retention system in place. That would almost eliminate any potential for flooding, barring another repeat of Hurricane Sandy. But having a complete mitigation system in place would mean that your tenants would no longer have to be worried about flooding, and it would make your property a little more valuable. So I think that at this point in time, if you're going to be doing work and subdividing some of the existing buildings and working on the parking lot, I don't know if you guys can do that or impose the creation of some sort of retention or detention system. But you also have to keep in mind that just next door to your property is the former Kitty property, that massive warehouse. And when they put up that warehouse a few years ago, they built up the elevation of their property. So now you're even more vulnerable.
But can I address you?
Yes.
So our elevation is very low. We're almost at it's at 5 foot. We sit 2 foot lower than these roads in general. Between the check valves and the existing drainage that we have that goes out to Graylock, unless we stay pretty dry until Main Street floods, and Main Street actually then backs down and floods the property. And that's the problem we have, is we can't really prevent Main Street from flooding back onto our side.
Understood.
The owner would love to stop the flooding if he could.
Well, just with all of the other projects taking place along Main Street these last several years, approved by the planning board, I think without exception, all of the new projects, you make sure that a full stormwater mitigation system is in place, including huge retention or detention basins. I know this would kind of be after the fact, but if there's anything, again, you guys could work on collaboratively to put in some sort of detention or retention system. I think it would be a win-win for everyone. The township, as well as, most significantly, the applicant and his own tenants.
Let's point out that there is no new construction.
Right.
There's no new construction.
There's no basis for digging up and putting in a detention system.
I would say, I agree with that. And it sounds like you're already working closely with Mr. Harris.
Yes, I've met him numerous times. In fact, we talked about a pump station, which I think that ultimately is really the only solution.
I think the most, especially unfortunately Tom's not here tonight because he's often at these meetings almost all the time. That would have been helpful in this case. But the most you could do at this point, I think, is perhaps ask for their continued cooperation with Mr. Harris on issues related to the flooding. And if, I mean, if at some point in time the situation becomes of such a level that Tom is concerned and something can be done about it, then maybe that's something that can be considered. I also agree with Mr. Sheldon. Oftentimes this would be an opportunity to do that. But and if there was any redevelopment of this site really happening here, I think that would have triggered something like that. In fact, I know it because we've been dealing with that on a lot of properties here. So you're right about that. This is a little unique because it's really just subdividing the space. It's not a subdivision.
It's not a subdivision.
But it's,
That was gonna be my question.
Yeah.
It's not a subdivision.
right. But if the applicant was okay with it, I think a condition of approval could be that they continue to work with Mr. Harrod's office on any drainage-related issues.
And we will accept that condition.
I agree with Mr. Marinelli. I understand that this is not new construction. The applicant is simply just splitting the existing structure in half,
Yeah.
2 units in half. There's no change to the footprint of the building. So it would be a whole different ballgame if new construction was being proposed here. Then you could propose. So I realize that complication here, but hopefully all the parties involved will do something to
It
address the
sounds
flooding.
like they're all aware of it and working on it, but it isn't a bad idea for that condition to be in the resolution, at least so that it's, on paper, we were aware of this issue and we were expecting continued cooperation. So I think that would be fair to add to it. And I think it at least addresses some of it in the sense that both the board and the engineer for the town will be aware of this issue on paper, and if that ever changes with Mr. Harris, it would still be somebody's obligation.
I appreciate your comments. I That was the only concern I had about possibly taking advantage of this moment in time to help deal with some of the flooding issues. I have no objections to this project, so I won't be coming back to bother you with any testimony. So,
You're so
thank
ready
you.
now.
Thank you. Go ahead and
Thank you.
Thank you. I just have one last question. Are you going to spruce up anything outside, paint, or,
So actually, we just painted it probably a year and a half ago.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, since we've owned it, if you remember what it looked like 25 years ago, it's night and day. We've really, I think, it's one of our nicer properties. All the entrances, we put decorative, awnings and facades on them. The post office is,
Well, let's just say they're not an easy thing.
right.
It's not just a delivering the mail that's an issue.
They pay rent to the rear, they pay real estate taxes at the end of the year. There are things that were challenged with having them, but we just renewed their lease.
all right, I just wanted to make sure that you weren't changing anything or doing anything in the front, so it kind of helps Mr. Shelton in theory. All right, if there is no other witnesses or anything, you're going to rest?
You want to sum up it all?
Very simply, I don't need to pick up any more of your time. This is a very basic application, and we want to continue to be a good citizen in Belleville, and this will help us keep the building fully tenanted. So we appreciate your consideration.
Okay, so I can get a motion for accepting of this with the condition to work with Tom Harris in the future?
I think so.
And to follow all construction code.
Yeah, that's implied in all these. So I understand why you want to say it. It is important, but
Yes.
it is implied that they follow through all of that. That becomes Brian's problem later.
They don't have a choice.
We already submitted
Yeah.
permits, and that's when Brian informed us we had to go before the board.
Okay.
So can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Can I get a second? Okay, roll call, please.
Chairwoman Alvarado,
Yes.
Mr. Vander,
Yes.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mr. Guyan.
Yes.
Mr. Fizzi.
Yes.
Mr. Zangari.
Yes.
And Mr. Henson.
Yes.
Okay, approved, all in favor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for
all
your
very much.
good job on the application. The next meeting is April 9th, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
So
Thursday,
we will have a resolution of our approval prepared
Can you
for
send me a
that.
copy of that? I probably won't bother you again with that.
I'll be here April.
Yes.
All right,
Thank you very much for
so,
your consideration.
yes. Can I get a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Wait. You said at the...
Oh.
Oh, yes, all right, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just wanted
Mr. Sheldon, come up.
I know I put you guys through lots of hard times and lots of angst that I want to be so we all kind of share the same interests of our town. We want to do what's best for it. And I respect the devotion and sacrifices all of you make to be here. I'm not going to do the stuff we do behind the scenes to get ready for these meetings. But we got one member here, Mr. Leone, who I don't know if he's been to a single meeting outside of the meeting he was at when he was initially made a member of this board. My understanding, both the municipal and land use law and Chapter 19 of our local ordinances explicitly say if you have 3 consecutive unexcused absences, the effort will be made to remove that member. Get somebody here who actually cares about being on the planning board. There's no shortage of people here, so Mr. Leone isn't meeting us halfway. Has he been to a meeting?
He's an alternate to firstly, and secondly, you don't have that power to appoint people.
No, but you can ask the council to
Correct.
replace him. And again, you can cite both Chapter 19 and Title 40, 55D, Mr. Mario, I know the 23-1, I believe it is, that explicitly says 3 consecutive meetings without a valid excuse, and the effort should be made to replace him, even if you're an alternate.
I know these rules exist, but they very rarely come up because we have such dedicated people. And in this particular case, because he's an alternate member and we usually have a full complement of the board members, understanding tonight that Mr. Mendez is sitting in as only member, but we usually do, so it has not been an issue for this board that he has not been present. We have not lacked a quorum or an ability to act on an application. Mike's point, though, was well taken in that if there are provisions in there, if the person is not doing what their obligations are to do. I can certainly look into it, Michael, and
I would hope you would make that effort. Is it off the top, has he been to a single meeting since he was sworn in?
I kind of remember him sitting in the front row.
If I go back to last summer, you had 2 months where I don't think you had any meetings, but
That's true.
September, October, November, December, he's been absent for every meeting since we resumed meeting last September. So, I think this has gone to the, and I can't remember the name of the person, but there was one other person removed from this planning board several years ago after having a string of unexcused absences. I wish I could remember the name of the person at the top, but there was another alternate. There was another alternate removed. I'll get that, and I'll send you an email.
I'll look into it between now and the next meeting, but I do think that thankfully his absence has not curtailed the board's ability to do its job. So if it had, I could see where we would definitely have more of an impetus to do what you're suggesting. But I'll certainly look into it a little bit more and see about his, I'm 90% sure he was here for at least one meeting. I remember being in the front row. But I'll look into it.
Actually, even with the alternate status, he should still be here occasionally, but you never know. At the last minute, somebody, one of the regular members, may not be able to attend. And what do you have to do then?
Well, usually,
Flash the bat signal and tell Mr. Leon, you might just
usually
come?
we get calls and we know whether we're gonna have quorum or not. And if somebody was saying, I can't make it, and you know in advance,
Then they
he
reach
would
out
be
for you.
there. He would be here. I'm sure if we called and said, get here because we need you. Because we would know in advance.
It's been, I think, at least 6 months since he has failed to be present for any of these meetings. I think that's going
This
beyond
is
the
probably maybe the first meeting that you became a voting member? Yeah. So,
Mr. Jimenez, I know he's been at least a couple meetings over the last few months, so that's terrific. And he's the first alternate.
yes.
But Mr. Leon, as the second alternate, I don't think he's been to a meeting since being sworn in, so I think this is something you guys need to ask him to be here. So maybe at the gym, something like that with Mr. Alfonso. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll see everyone April 19th. 9th.
I'm coming back to you.
Yes.